Shake out that spaghetti energy. We're ready for the podcast.
What is spaghetti energy?
Wobbly and entangled, so emotional and just
Okay,
splattered all over the place. You could throw it on the kitchen wall if you wanted.
I love this.
Yeah, here we
And you'll know
go.
if it's ready, if it sticks.
Yeah.
Right
and,
on.
and
What a
with
great
that,
intro,
way to start off our show. Let's do it. I love it.
John, my colleague, co-host, and spaghetti man,
They call me the spaghetti man. So, Linnea, an art therapist and good friend.
and spaghetti eater.
Spaghetti eater, eater of spaghetti.
Yeah, right
Okay,
on.
cool, cool. Eat up
Right
those
on.
nerves. Let's get this thing going.
Welcome back, everyone.
Epi-
Today's episode is about connection, episode 7.
yeah.
Theme for this episode was inspired by knowing that there are people all around the world who now listen to this podcast. Seeing the little red dots on the map of where everyone lives, very cool.
So sick.
And
We
it's
should,
not just our friends anymore and Nancy.
although she's our number one fan as of that, she's listened to every episode. So
Oh,
shout out to Nance.
we should make her a bracelet too.
We could make her a bracelet. We'll make you a bracelet.
Hear that,
Uh,
Nance?
yeah.
Being held accountable.
Yeah, we should put up the map on our Instagram page.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I
I
mean
can
that's
do that.
pretty neat. Cool. So,
Right
did you want
on.
to go over what we got to start up with the
Yeah.
episode?
So, art invitations for this week. We have the circle of support. So, create a visual that represents the people, places, and things that keep you feeling supported. The second one is connection collage, which is the thing I did, which we'll go over later. Create something that expresses the felt sense of mutual connection and how deep does it go. Last one is the bridge between us. Create a bridge that symbolizes the path between you and someone you care about. What holds the bridge up? What flows beneath it? John, did
Nice.
you make some art?
I did make some art. I call this one Nobody Kills Me But Me. It's the visual is a man riding a shark. He's a cowboy. He's throwing his hat off to the side, and he's got some spurs and some. He's got a cool little cowboy outfit as well as weird. He's riding a great white shark. Uh, so he's got some sweet flow. And I went to go show the easel or basically big piece of paper to Linnea, but realized I could not show it. But we will put it up on the we will put it up on the Instagram. Yeah.
Does it have any, like, I kind of assume that the piece relates to with regards to connection.
Oh,
Uh, Does
yeah.
it?
It
Are we
does.
gonna are we
It
gonna
does. It
find a
does.
way?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. It does have a way for the connection. So I also make T-shirts on the side as well as just drawing with pens. And so this one, I've done a lot of shirts for other companies, but I haven't really done anything for myself. And I found with T-shirts that was a great way to connect in my community. I've moved around a bunch, and when I came up here, it just was a good way to sort of get myself ingratiated in the community, meet people who are kind of like-minded, athletes, business owners, entrepreneurs, and it's been really exciting to see it. So this one, I think, for my community, I think it's kind of just a shout out to just my own thing and seeing who really wants to support or just if they actually like some of my art. So it's about time to
yeah,
start putting on some clothes.
would definitely wear that t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
It made me curious of the t-shirt making process. Like, what's the process of getting that drawing that's now on paper to onto a t-shirt? Because I only really know how to embroider things.
Yeah. So it's a process called silk screening. And with that we have to do something. We have to make cast a mold and it's with you use photo emulsion, which basically means that you're going to take the image and burn it into another image on a screen so that basically the paint can come through that image in reverse. It's a hard process, but we could just whip up some of those on the Instagram if people want to see it.
Be
So
cool.
yeah, yeah.
So, would you upload the picture of your drawing and then like digify it?
Yeah, we have to do some digital stuff, and that's where my
Okay.
buddy Kyle comes in because he's very good with
Kyle.
computers and I
Right
am not.
on. Shout out
Yeah,
to Kyle.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Do we want to go over my art? I think I sent you a picture, but I
It's
will
great.
show it to you again.
Yeah.
It's got honeybees on it. And I also wrote notes on the back. They're a very communal creature. They
Okay.
buzz around. They have this hive mind. And as I came up with this theme last week, I was trying to intentionally be connection minded. These little honeybees were inspiring me to stay connected. I can be very introverted. Nothing wrong with being introverted. I love my alone time, but I also know that as a human, I need to intentionally connect with people because maybe I get a little too hermity. But
Yeah.
that's up for debate. So the last week I've been intentionally trying to make meaningful connections with people. It really helped. My best friend was in town and we got a lot of connecting. And I might have over connected by the end of the night when I was just like, I just want to go home because it's late and it's dark and it's also bright and it's loud, but we made it through. Um, Bees are also really good at communicating. They communicate through dance, and I think connection and communication kind of go hand in hand. So I wanted to capture that. I also have this like in the collage, there's this family portrait with all the faces cut out. This family picture represents all families or all people. Like without the faces, you can just impose your own face, I guess is kind of where I was going at. Someone did say it reminded them of what psychopaths make in art. And we had a good
Okay.
laugh about it.
That's
And
pretty
I
sweet.
assure you, I'm not a psychopath, but
Okay.
we'll find that out in good time.
Not a psycho.
Right on. Do you want to
Officially.
start questions off? Do you want me to start it off?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like, what does connection really mean for you?
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's like an aspect of meaningfulness to it.
Yeah.
I think curiosity has to be embedded in it all because I
Yeah.
find, and when I think connection, I immediately think in person. And I think that probably doing myself a disservice because I know with the worldwide superhighway of the internet and social media, we are so connected to everyone. But
Yeah.
I find that the most meaningful and intimate connections I have with people are generally done face to face.
Yeah. I'm
So
totally with you on that.
I kind of honor that, but also value that there's sometimes, if our best friend lives on the other side of the country, we still have to stay connected with them somehow, and we can't FaceTime them all day,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I'm a huge fan of phone calls when it comes to keeping it connected, though.
Hmm.
I think that it's really important to just hear a voice and not just can lose something so badly in text versus like tone. Like that's huge, right? Like you're actually
Mm.
hearing somebody like, and people can misread things because I misread things all the time, and I had to
Mhm.
use all the stuff to just basically make sure I'm doing the right things when I'm sending text messages or receiving them. I use talks to text and text to speech, and that's helped me out so much. But yeah, I think like you're saying, the like communication like with people from all over the world, like phones and computers, it's so nice to actually have that now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And you're right in that if it's just text, there's so much that is missed.
yeah.
You could even use as many emojis, but the tone, like there's text is so up to interpretation at times.
Oh, I've been told I'm so bad at text. People think they're like, "Do you not like me?" I'm like, "No, what do you mean?" Like
You're a
it's
very direct communicator, and I have
yeah,
also been fearful of like, oh, why do you want to call me right now?
yeah, I'm like, it's like, no. I'm like, it's like, what are you, my grandparent calling? It's just, you get a better vibe out of it. Like, I just feel like it's just so much more meaningful when you're calling or you're seeing somebody face to face. And I've been trying to sort of distance myself a little bit from social media and kind of just be more present in my everyday. And feel sad because some of my friends that I've been really super connected with online, like, I feel like we're kind of missing a piece when it comes to that. Like, and it's not that I've stepped back, but I guess I have stepped back, but it's just, I wouldn't know. I'm just trying to find more in my everyday, you know,
Mm.
kind of.
Um, Love that you're saying that because you have actually been an inspiration or at least a gentle reminder when I am cruising on social media of like, oh, this is something that I know I should be mindful of. And it's really hard to find that balance of
Yeah.
staying connected with people while also staying connected with yourself.
Yeah.
In
It,
that, I think we can lose ourselves when we're just mindlessly scrolling.
You're comparing your life, and it's like that's just like the best part of somebody's life. They're showing the best moments, and like that's not everyone's every day. And some people can post, and there's going to be people that you see that are posting like big vacations, cars, whatever, and it's just it's it's not real, like it just isn't, right? Like that's like the one percenters who are really living like that. And for like, Joe Blow who's like listening to this, like, washing dishes or doing whatever, like that's not us, and that's not. But it's like, be thoughtful and just mindful of like you enjoy in your day to day and with your people that are actually near you, you
Yeah.
know?
I hear that like authenticity is kind of the word that I draw from that, in that social media might not be people's authentic selves.
No, I I'd say it probably isn't most people's authentic self. You can't get the best out of, like, my buds basically, like they're terrible on social media, and they take terrible pictures of themselves. Like it's just all grainy, and like it's nothing's really polished, but you'd be like, "Oh, this person's a slob by their Instagram." Like it's not together. But then when you meet them in real life, you're like, "Oh, dude, you've got it together. Like your whole life is good outside of here, you know?"
Yeah,
So they're not paying it
touche.
any mind, you know?
I also like what you brought up in the art, in that connection. Well, you brought up kind of both. I know there's more than two types of connection, but this communal connection with your art, and how t-shirt making, your art has really helped you connect yourself with other people. And now this commitment to, no, I want to start making stuff for myself, because you are such a person who will do so much for other people.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Viewers, listeners, you might not know this, but John will give you the shirt off his back. He is big golden retriever energy, very friendly.
Thank you. Love that.
Although you
Thanks,
do
man.
look very scary at times.
Oh man, I don't know how to take compliments well, so
Then don't.
that's gonna be that awkward pause that Emily's gonna have to fix up. Uh, yeah, I just community and just all this stuff is just so important for us, and connectivity, right?
Yeah.
So like you got to just take it where you can, I think.
Mhm. You
And
also, again, I bring up our dynamics. You have this like extroverted, I want to share with other people, this confidence that I dream of one day having. um of just to like want to share and be open with other people. And I think I bring the black cat energy, don't touch me or I'll bite you, this sentiment
yeah, kind
to
of.
our
To
dyad.
the But I swear, once you start doing it, it's like exposure therapy. Once you start being like, "Hey, I got a podcast," you're like, Psst. You can just be like, Psst, "Hey, bud, I got a podcast for you." Something, just But like, whereas me, I'm like, "Hey, dudes, we're number two in Slovenia." Was it Slovenia? It is.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, heck yeah, Slovenia, for like one whole week in our category of art. It's a very niche thing,
we're
but
number two.
we're number two. We're number two. Like, and my shop was like, heck yeah, Slovenia. So like, if there's enough of you listening, we might come and visit you.
And bring some art
Yeah.
supplies maybe.
Yeah,
um
absolutely.
have you ever had a moment where like you met someone and you just instantly felt this deep connection with them?
Yeah. Like I guess it's like sometimes it's like a flash in the pan. What kind of connection? Like a
A
romantic
flash,
one? It's like it
a
can be a
flash in the pan.
sometimes like you get that instant. You're like, we're on the same vibe. So yeah, I love those. I remember so Alexander, me and him just kind of got along like a house on fire. I moved to a new place in New Brunswick. I wasn't having a great time. I didn't love my job. I didn't like where I was living, and he was just a dude who was at work with me, and we just kind of got along with the same energy. We would often kind of have a lot of inside jokes, like the Rick and Morty. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen these scenes, but it's basically the first couple episodes are just like, yes, my man. And like that's like this computer's working at 1% and it's just fooling Jerry. So we just were like, we were working at what we thought was like 1%, but everybody thought we were good at our jobs. So we would be like, yes. And like I did that to one of our guys who was my boss at the time. And he was like, all right, cool. And like he just went off. And then my buddy was like, fucking Jerry. So he was like, and like I was like, you got the joke before we, and that was, and then I was like, we have got something here, and yeah, I like exploring that. But what about
Yeah.
yourself?
So there's this like connection of shared interests.
Yeah,
Yeah. The first thing that came to mind is when I met my best friend, which isn't really how I met her because we went to the same elementary school, middle school, and high school together in like
Okay,
relatively small schools. We grew up maybe like a kilometer or two away from each other, but we were not friends. We might have even been on the same rugby team.
cool.
We did not become friends until we randomly connected in Vancouver. I saw her walking down the street and I was cleaning a table at a restaurant on a patio. And we made eye contact and we're like, oh, we know each other.
Yeah,
And then fast forward to a few weeks later, I had to move out of my studio apartment because I could not afford to live alone in Vancouver anymore. Surprise, surprise. And I
yeah,
had found this really cool two-bedroom apartment, but I needed a roommate. She randomly messaged me being like, "Oh, hey, I know you're artsy. I'm actually looking for a new roommate, need a
yeah.
roommate." And I was just like, I literally just found an apartment. And we
Nice.
decided we were gonna hang out and have nachos and just like do a little vibe check and see if we could get along. And I think we met probably around lunch and we ended up spending the whole day together. And
Yeah.
we went to a weird puppet show. And by the end of the day, we're like, yeah, we're doing this. We're moving in together. This is perfect. And we've been best friends ever since, essentially. But there's just sometimes you meet people and it's like synergetically, it's beautiful. You just
Yeah.
connect and you're like, yeah, this
Got
is
what
gonna
I,
work.
we've got what we need right now. Like
Yeah.
I think it might have had something to do with the timing. You're in a new town
Hmm.
by yourselves and you're like it's a nice familiarity and you guys are on the same sort of wavelength and yeah, it's a great way to make friends.
Yeah. And it's
So,
this like complementary thing. Like I don't think I could always hang out with people who are just like me.
no. No. It's you
I need a
shouldn't do
good
that.
mix.
You shouldn't hang out with just
Too
yourself.
many Linneas in one room.
There's not too many Linneas in any room. In fact, you're the one
Agreed.
and only Linnea that I know. So I've
That's
never met
okay.
another one.
For
Yeah.
now. For
Yeah.
now.
But
How can you tell a connection is healthy and supportive? Or vice versa, how can you tell when it's unhealthy and unsupportive?
oh, so I think for just like a healthy supportive thing is it's just having an ear that's open sometimes. Or like you might have heard me bitch about the same things over and over and over again, but you're like, huh, I've told you the solutions, but I'm here for you. I got you. And I think that's like the sign of a good, healthy relationship is it's give and take, but like kind of like you said, I think I have that golden retriever energy of just kind of being like, yeah, I'm here to help, here to help, here to help. But then sometimes that's been taken advantage of in the past.
Hmm.
Whereas like I think that we just yeah, so like it's just starting to recognize that. And as I've gotten older, I've just been like, okay, this person's just using you for help or labor or whatnot, or just time or rides. And then you can either like that basically is something that I've been working on to try and figure out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's got to be a little bit
Yeah.
more give and take. And so
Hmm.
if it's just take, 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 then for me that's my big
Yeah.
ones. But yeah.
Also find that I've been really, and I don't know if it's just the line of work that I'm in because I do hold space for a lot of people
Yeah.
and a lot of my daytime energy or nighttime, I guess, because I work at night, energy gets spent for these people. And I like absolutely love my job, but I have to be really mindful of the friendships that I do choose to keep in my life because of
Yeah.
that like give and take thing. If I feel like a friend is, a conversation with a friend feels like work to me, don't know if I'm gonna readily call that person and want to hang out every weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's somebody who helps you feel recharged. And
Yes, that's
yeah,
it. That's it.
yeah.
And back to what happened over the weekend, as social I had been like, I did the amount of socializing I would normally do in like 3 months over the
Nice.
span of one weekend.
Okay.
But I didn't feel exhausted. I was like, it's going to take me years to recover from this, but I felt fine the next day. And if anything, like I felt recharged. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because this is what the kind of energy that my best friend gives me. And I
Right.
don't think that, and maybe this is just for me, I don't think that comes easily
Yeah.
for all people in my life,
No. I
but I
mean,
don't know.
it's we're all built different, right? There's unique people out there that are for you, Like that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's yours and that's totally fine. Find like I one of my things is that me and my uncle we call each other a lot. And it's been really nice. Like, been through some things, I've been through some things, and we just have that nice sort of like, okay, I can chat, and it's like sort of like a coaching mentor kind of deal, is like the way it
Ooh.
kind of feels like with that. And I also have my friends who from like from the past in the army, and like we do talk, and it feels good, right? To just kind of be like, all right, that all happened to us. Cool,
Mm.
because it's like you can't just bring that energy to everybody,
Yeah,
because then you
that's
would
so
end up
true.
no one can relate, and you would just be feeling alone. So it's
Hmm.
just I feel like I have chapters of my life open, if that makes any sense, like
Yeah.
just friendship chapters of like, because if you keep moving, right, like you're like I have been.
Oh, this
Sorry.
like shared experience that can
Oh
bring
wait,
us together. Shared experiences that bring us together. And
yeah,
like it can be dark shit. Like the military is not known for its happy-go-lucky
that's
fairy
you.
tales
No,
attitudes. Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's funny. Some of my friends have like we talk about my old unit. They are very negative about it, and I don't want to ever sound like a company man, but I'm glad that I went with them because we all experienced stuff together, and we all became better for it in a way. Not everything was good, but there was a lot of bad and good, and that's all kind of helps us mesh and meld better. So
Hmm.
like I found that with those experiences, I basically it's rare, so I appreciate the ones that I do have.
I think that's such a crucial part of healing is that communal aspect. And I think it's harder to heal in isolation, but it can be done. But I think if you can connect with other people through a shared experience and work through that, and you're in that room together, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and there's that felt sense of like, oh, this person gets it. I think
yeah.
there's magic in that.
No, it's a nice like familiarity that
Got it.
it's yeah, it is special. It's very special to have.
Do you have ways that you prefer to connect with people? Like you mentioned on the phone, like in person, do you have a preferred method of peopling?
I like one-on-one, and I like one-on-one and face-to-face.
Hey, wow, that's
That's like
intimidating.
I know it's like a job interview. No,
I'm just gonna
that's
make direct eye
good
contact for the next
direct.
hour.
Yes, give me all of your attention. So that's maybe that's why I like it. It feels like I can see you, I got your face, we're reacting. I think that something that COVID made me appreciate even more.
Mm,
So like I was like once we stopped that, we basically I was just like this is exactly what it meant because like during COVID I really felt like I everybody suffered, but like I just felt like for the extroverts out there, like they suffered like immensely. Like they're just like, I'm so used to peopling that I can't do that anymore. That hurts.
yeah, or you
Yeah.
have to rethink how you people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like to do crafts with people
It's,
or share crafts with people, in my business and in my life. If, I'll do a lot of art-based support groups or art-based groups in general, but also if my friends are hanging out, I'd be like, do we want to make some art? I find that it gives us something to focus on. I personally get a little distracted when I talk to people if we're not doing crafts. We're not doing an activity.
yeah.
Find making art really helps me stay focused. Like even
Yeah.
today I had class all day and I was puttering around with different
Yeah.
projects and whatnot. So it helps me get engaged. Plus,
Yeah.
there's that magic of making art with other people, which I really feed off of. Plus, there's never a time where I don't really feel like making art, especially lately. The last few months, I've just like always wanted to make art.
Just being in the zone with it. I
Yeah.
get what you mean by just doing things with other people. Like me and Anita we do a lot of gardening, and like
Mm.
when she's like in the kitchen and cooking and doing all that stuff, she's a wonderful cook. I like to draw, because like that's my time that I feel like that's a really good because we got a lot of good music. I don't understand all of it because I'm trying to work on my Spanish, but getting better at it. So it's just a good vibe with that. So to just be around and doing things, a shared task and completing things does feel
Mm.
great. So
Yes.
yeah.
They talk
So
about the five love languages that
yeah.
guy came up with from like the 60s, but
Okay.
shared experiences might be one of them. Oh my goodness, I'm really
Okay.
shared
Put you
experiences, quality time, maybe
okay.
is the other way of putting it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, physical touch, gift
Okay.
giving, and
Yeah. Of affirmation.
thank you.
Okay, there we
Yes,
go. I'm cause yeah.
you're good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was my word of affirmation for you.
Yeah, thank you. So now I'm gonna just, go into a shell.
Maybe we should just have an episode where we just take compliments from our viewers and we have to read them to you. And it's exposure therapy, which I've heard you're familiar with.
Yeah, I know. We maybe we could do the
Maybe we could not do that, Linnea.
maybe yeah, it's like our compliment episode would might be pretty short. It might just be we have my mom on.
Aw. Hear that, Nancy? You're
Yeah.
invited. Yeah, I love that.
No, no.
What is a sign that you need to disconnect from someone?
Oh, I think it's almost when you're feeling, for me, feeling used might be
Okay.
a thing. Like when you're noticing something isn't really giving back.
Mm.
You might just find like energy is into your energy. Oh man,
Ooh, yeah.
like I had an experience with a friend. I'm not gonna name names on this one. But they so for a he was quite a wise person and had a very high paying job and like was very respected and like but we were friends from a very young age and we kind of had a good connect with each other and every time I got off the phone with him I felt like I was going a little bit crazy,
Mm.
which sounds weird. Like I was like, am I in the wrong for these types of things or whatnot? It's like I'd be telling him regular things and this guy would be telling me we could make connections in business but we can do these types of like moves and like I'm really trying my best to dance around it and not get into particulars. But this person basically it turned out that they were schizophrenic and they were putting the like I would be throwing out these like suggestions and stuff like that and like but I was like I know they have this job but it had turned out that they had just basically made and painted a complete world, like it wasn't real, none of it was real and I had been talking to this person for like a year, so
Oh,
that makes me super careful with people now. But
okay.
yeah, so that
Mental health is real.
it is real. I feel very bad for them. And it's just healthily, I just basically had to kind of step away because like
Yeah.
I had known them for a long time and not that person basically had schizophrenia with I think what is it? It was like psycho-induced like marijuana this kind of stuff. Like basically like he smoked weed and it
Cannabis
would fall.
induced psychosis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what was happening with him. And
Oh.
I didn't realize it until things started getting really, really strange. And somebody
Mm.
else actually reached out to me. It was
Mm.
like, I noticed we're friends, but like this person's jumped back into my life and they're talking all these crazy big things and it sounds all wonderful. None of it was real.
Ooh, delusions of grandeur. Not that I'm
Oh,
diagnosing, but I think that's a
no.
thing.
Yeah, I think anybody could get that one. But yes, I think that's you got it, man. Like, yeah, we don't have to get too deep into that one, but has that ever happened with you that you've had somebody who's kind of slid into your life like that?
Yeah, I can be I'm trying to say this in a really nice way. I can be a very standoffish person. Takes me maybe at least 6 months of friendship before I'll be like, okay, yeah, this person's my friend.
Yeah.
I don't take relationships or connections lightly. I'm a very
Yeah.
guarded person and I try to be friendly and be an open person, but I'm also like very protective with my energy. And I am trying to be a little bit more open-minded and a little bit more like trusting of people from the get-go. But I also know that it takes a while to warm up to me. Um, and being in this job has very much helped me with that, of like
Yeah.
being connected with other like-minded humans, other artists, other art therapists, has been so good at helping me get out of my shell.
Yeah. That's great. You
Yeah.
know, get being able to connect with people like that every day and just
Mhm.
kind of cut to like just because it and bring it. I know it's not your work, bringing your work life and kind of merging it into your regular social life.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
it's cool that you're aware of like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think growing up, I was always like trying to find my people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, after high school, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. After high school, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to this university program. Maybe I'll find friends, like find my people.
Yeah.
And didn't really find friends in my program. And then like went to art school and I made one friend, also named John.
Oh, nice.
But like I just wanted that Hollywood group of friends. Like the
Yeah.
Weekenders, I don't know why it
Oh
was
my.
the first example,
Weekenders
but
is a
like
great
that
example
that
of
core
friendship.
group of
Yeah.
friends that we
Yeah.
like hang out all the time. I just assumed that everyone had that and that I
Yeah.
was an outlier for not having that.
Yeah. I can tell you 100% you're not the outlier. I've lived in a bunch of different places and man, sometimes if you're in the right town, you hit, in other towns, you totally whiff. And yeah, I think it's not, we are like, you have that expectation like, oh, I'm going to university, it's going to be frat parties every weekend and I'll find like
That
the
is what
love
I
of my
said
life. Yeah. So like you,
today.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're, it's like you, it's like you're not gonna, it's not like the way Hollywood is. And I think just having the one or two, so like you made one friend named
Hmm.
John in art school and they connected, and just be friends with that guy, but
Yeah.
yeah, cherish what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And just also kind of accepting that like quality over quantity. Yeah.
Oh, totally
Feely over
quality.
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
quality.
very grateful for the people that the 5 friends, love you
Yeah.
all. You're great.
Top five.
Yeah, top 5.
T-Mobile top five.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unlimited text and talks with these guys.
So we talked about you making art with yourself as a way to kind of stay committed to yourself. What are some other ways that you are able to stay connected with yourself?
I think just, so my body. It might sound selfish, but you gotta listen to it, and you have to. Like for me, I need to go to the gym every day, do some sort of physical training every day. I was an athlete in high school, then just had a very physical job of like doing MMA and cage fighting before I joined the army, and then joining the army. So like physical has always been in my routine. And so I found that just released dopamine for me and did all like kinds of like good stuff for me. It got me around other people, got me off the couch and just to a space where you see people over and over and over again. And if I'm seeing them like, 100 times, you're gonna eventually kind of get to know these people. And I think that when I got hurt in the military, that kind of all changed.
Whoa, yeah, big time.
Yeah. So
Big time.
yeah, so that for me, when that change happened for me, it was really tough to kind of get over.
Yeah,
And
I bet.
started finding new things for outreach. So that basically again kind of circles back around to the t-shirt making and doing art. And yeah, I think that that's my kind of ways to find
Yeah.
beauty.
And kind of what I'm hearing is that in keeping moving, you're less in your head and more in your body.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I get
think
that. That's so important.
I think it's that just shutting off for a couple hours and just having a task at hand, and that's what art has done for me.
Yes, that flow we spoke of,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
exactly. The
Yeah.
right music, the right area, the right settings, and just getting into that pattern of doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
So,
Like that ritual, because we talked about ritual in like episode maybe.
episode, remember, you mean? Yeah, I
We
love
only have
episode.
7.
There's 7. We can figure it out. I love episode.
Meaning was 2. In one of the
Yeah,
episodes, I could have just spoken more
yeah,
of like that meaning making, maybe. No, it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
that one. Rest,
No,
rest and recharging. We talked
right.
about the keys, how it starts
Oh,
with keys and that ritual.
yeah.
And I think
Oh,
having rituals is another good way to get in your body and out of your head because you
yeah,
you can do it without thinking.
yeah,
It's habitual.
absolutely.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
what about yourself with your?
Um, I don't want to cop out and say art. Art
It,
has been a really good way
you
to
used to
like
do kickboxing.
I did. I forgot
How?
about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I thought
I
that was
did that
cool
up
as
until
hell.
maybe like a year or two ago.
Okay. What made you stop, and how are you going to get back into it?
Good question. I
Yeah,
stopped because there was some conflict issues. At one point, I was doing one-on-one stuff with this guy
yeah,
who originally lived in my building and then he moved not a far bike ride away, but it was still like annoying enough to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And
yeah,
I'm the least amount of barriers to do something is so key for me.
yeah,
Because if it takes like just 5 extra minutes, I'm like, ah, no, may as well do something else.
yeah,
And then I did try to go to a kickboxing gym and got
yeah.
like a 1 month trial membership. And I wanted to ask the front desk a question, but I think I got impatient because the person before me was like not having a good day and was like
Okay.
occupying a lot of time and space. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. Like, again, too many barriers, which is
That's
why I
fair.
think I stick with like swimming, running, biking. It's
Yeah,
because I don't have to depend on anyone else
yeah. Just
and that I can just do it.
what sounds like to me is you just got to pay that year fee, and then it's the building's always there, it's always open, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I know where that location is. There's no real excuses for it now.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
so
yeah,
true.
no, I thought that you doing kickboxing was such a like because you weren't doing that when we worked at our company. And I just remember when you picked that up, I was like, whoa, what the heck? Like that's just out of what I thought your wheelhouse was. But to be in that space, I was like, respect, you know.
I
So
started it in university. It got
okay.
me through university,
Yeah.
and I stopped probably when I went to art therapy school because
Okay.
going to art therapy school and also working full time left me with very little room to do anything.
Yeah. It's tough to juggle everything.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I got back to it again when I moved back to Ottawa and
Yeah.
had some sort of stable home situation.
Yeah.
But I
Ti-
have kind of looked into a few other gyms, but
yeah.
I always come up with excuses of like, oh, I'm too busy, or
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Tight, tight,
That totally is
Titans. Yeah. Titans for me in Ottawa. That's a good MMA spot. You could
Titans. Okay, I'll
Titans.
write
Just
that
write it
down.
down. Shout out to Titans in Ottawa.
That
Big.
is also our name, the name of our baseball team, which
Oh,
I went to
cool.
go see on Sunday. So
Yeah. A lot of people were impressed by the Titans and like their lore, which I don't really know much of right now.
I'm definitely gonna Google that later because I forgot
Absolutely.
that they're also a thing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but no, they're pretty great for that. So, no.
Um, Back to being connected with our bodies. I was gonna also talk about journaling, but also swimming, I find is very helpful.
Yeah.
Way that I move my body because I'm not allowed to listen to music. And I like to listen to music all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna walk somewhere, I'm like, well, I gotta get my headphones. Like,
Yeah.
and I even challenged myself today when biking to work
Yep.
because I actually left my headphones upstairs and I was like, oh, I don't want to go up. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna wear my headphones, and ended up connecting with people on the route over, and they pointed out a turtle, and I
Oh,
saw a turtle and I took a picture of it. And I was like, that's a
nice.
cute little turtle.
Yeah.
So
I feel you on the music thing. I've gone to the gym and I've almost turned around when my headphones died. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna go into it. I'll just do this without headphones, without music. But and it was a different experience completely
yeah,
because
yeah.
you do end up people will just talk to you or just make a little bit more small talk. But like I find if you have your hoodie up and you have over the ear speaker headphones, you're like not approachable at all. Like
Mhm.
they people are like, yeah, he's focused, he's in the zone. But with just the open ears, if you see that, you're like, oh, this person's probably able to talk or maybe might want to, but people are busy. But it's just it is also a good time for people to sort of unwind.
Yeah, and exploring that connection and also disconnection. I've wanted a pair of those like over the head headphones
Oh,
because I feel like strangers love talking to me.
yeah.
And a lot of times when I have my headphones in, I have to like be like, oh, what did you say?
I think it's your style. I'm gonna be honest. It's very,
So it's my fault.
yeah. It's this is you victim blaming.
I'm not a
What?
victim in this
Yeah.
situation.
101 victim blaming. This is on you.
Introvert gets spoken
Y-
to.
Yeah.
Complete outrage ensues.
So no, I think it's the way you dress is like very open and out there. Like it's like bright and colorful. It's the exact opposite of an introvert. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Mm,
like for when I remember you had jean jackets and like pins through them with like band logos, basically like different colored socks sticking out, like tights, and like just cool hipster. Like you're wearing a wolf shirt right now. Like you got a cool style. I dig it. So like people are gonna be like, hey, where did you get that? Or like a sheriff's badge on a. Remember you had the
I
sheriff's
still
badge?
have that on my
That
hat.
that's such a sick hat and such a sick like sheriff's badge. But yeah, people are gonna talk to you about that
Okay,
because
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but don't change your style up. Just be like, oh, power through it. I
Yeah.
got this from In Your Kern, like
In your
In Your
kern.
Kern, which is a place in California.
Yeah,
So
that's
yep,
true.
yeah. For
It's one
those
of
of
the
you who don't
most
know,
conservative counties in California.
they have a Mule Day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, me and our friend of the company, uh, basically were there for an extra week, and they had a Mule Day, and it was going to happen the week after we were leaving, but we got the flyers, and it looked wonderful. So,
I hope you kept that flyer.
I gotta look it up
We'll
on the
look it
internet.
up, the Mule Day.
Mule Day, because I think a life goal is to get back to California and just see those mules on Mule Day. That just seemed really interesting. They
Dream
had long
big.
ear donkeys. They had all kinds of cool stuff.
I
Yeah, they had
went on a
categories.
I went on a vacation with my family in January, and we got to go to a donkey sanctuary.
Yeah. Oh,
And we saw a
sick.
three-legged donkey.
Oh, what?
Donkeys are
How's
cool.
how's he doing?
Hope he's doing okay.
No, I mean, like, how did he have to like clop differently? Like, do you have a stronger hoof? Like, what's going on with this three? I like usually
Did he
horses are
have
just
to
done.
flop? He
Usually
went clip,
horses are
clop, clip.
done. Yeah, he only got the three clips. He's like click, clip, clip. So yeah,
It
like
never
usually they're
moved when
just
I was
done.
there. Yeah. It
Oh
was a
man,
sanctuary. This is where the donkeys go to be
yeah,
rehabilitated. Maybe it
exactly.
does donkey physio. It
Donkey phys-
probably didn't.
No, man, I had so many questions about this donkey. This donkey's gonna be in my next piece.
I might have pictures. Maybe
Okay,
I'll share a picture of the donkey.
perfect. Yeah,
It was my niece's favorite donkey. Donkey
yeah,
three legs. Also I was going to talk about journaling. It's I started there's this book that we read in my art therapy book club called The Artist's Way.
yeah.
And part of The Artist's Way, while you're reading it, it's like 3 week series, and each week you have different assignments to do, and you have to journal every day. They
Okay,
call it your morning pages. And the first thing in the morning, you're supposed to write 3 pages.
yeah,
And I hated it at first. I'm not a journaler, or I was not a journaler. My first page was like, this is stupid. I hate this, blah, blah, blah. And I was doing it out of spite because I was like, oh, this book, it's part of the book and the book club, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
And now I still do it to this day. And
Really?
I love it. If I don't do it, it feels weird.
Oh,
It's
cool.
so integral in my morning routine. And it's funny how I can go into something hating it.
Yeah,
And now I'm like, oh, I totally love it. And what I love about it is that I can really see the ebbs and flows of my emotions.
yeah.
Like I have every single day
Oh,
this year
wow.
documented. And I could be like, hey, Linnea, what were you doing on May 1st? And I was like, I will tell you what I was doing and how I was feeling and
That
who wronged me that day.
Oh
And
my God. You have a
I
list of people who've wronged you. Like by it's like you got a good list and a bad list.
well,
Wicked.
like not necessarily, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's very I don't know, it's helped me stay on track. And it's also a good way to just get all that stuff in my brain out. Because when I wake up first thing in the morning, it's like I'm at 100%.
Yeah.
All like I want to do all the things. And then throughout the end of the day, it just declines steadily.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. That's like the exact opposite of me. I'm just like it all has to be done by like memory, which kind of clouds everything because like not a reliable source when it's just your memories.
Gotcha.
But like with that, that's a pretty concrete way to get things done and know when things and dates have happened. And I'm terrible at dates. I have my mom, my sister, and my dad's birthday tattooed on my thigh upside down so that I can see it, so that
That's genius.
I do that way they can get presents. Okay, because like one year I forgot everybody's birthday.
That's so embarrassing.
It's so bad. I'm really bad at it. And I was like, and other people would always tell me a week before. So this year nobody did it. And then I was like, screw that. I'm not failing again. So then I went and got a tattoo.
Okay, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's like that kind of goes into another topic we're going to talk about later, but that
Yeah.
staying connected via tattoos. Because
Oh,
there's at least one person in my life where we have matching tattoos. And
yeah.
every time I look at him, like, oh yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
Actually, two, because one of them is my tattoo artist. But you do end up having that connection with your tattoo artist regardless.
Yeah. They're
So,
great. No,
yeah.
I love my shout out to Ian at Requiem. He's been my guy for the last couple of years. That's why all my pieces look kind of like it's the same style. So
Ian.
Ian at Requiem. When you come down to the East
Okay,
Coast, you should go see him. We
cool.
could get tattoos.
I thought of getting matching tattoos for the
Uh,
podcast.
okay, let's do it.
Listeners,
W-
do you think this is a good idea?
We should
We
do a
need
poll.
someone who will do a poll. Should
Nat
John and I get
matching
matching
tattoos.
tattoos?
Yeah,
I
I think
have a
we could
lot
do that.
of blank canvas. I feel like John's running out of
I'm
space.
running out of space, but
Are
that's
your arms not done? No, your arms are done.
yeah, arms,
Your hands aren't done and your
hand,
face isn't done.
hands, face, and neck. That's basically kind of where I draw the line.
John, I'll only get a matching tattoo with you if it's a face tattoo.
Face tattoo. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about
I'm
this off air.
I'm very much joking.
Also, Nance's vote does not count as a vote.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fair.
Perfect. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What else do we have to say about connection?
I I don't know. I think we got it kind of covered. How do
Yeah,
you connect with your
okay.
homeboys, your homegirls, and just your good friends and family?
Yeah, make
Oh,
art with
family
them.
connections.
Yeah.
Really cover too much on that, but like, is that something that's important to you?
For me, oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Like, you got a favorite cousin, you don't got to say it.
Oh,
Which,
that's a hard one because they're all different in their they're all different. I don't know. I can't
yeah,
pick that. They're like my favorite for this or my favorite for this.
yeah.
So
I
yeah, that's hard to.
It's such a nice like shared experience of family and having these like because like to you your grandma means everything and but other people don't
Mm,
know your grandma and you could just have these cute little stories with that and I think that that's just a neat little experience, right? Like how like parents raised each of us was different,
mm,
totally different, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So like it's like the way my parents handled me wasn't the same way that they needed to handle Zoe, you know?
Hmm.
Like I was really rambunctious, so he was very
Not.
kind of no, yeah, kind of artsy, good in school, and like little quiet. But Zoe just kind of had her own vibe that she brought to the table, and we all needed, a piece of her because she was just so like so refreshing.
Mm,
Yeah, I think we're a loud family. So
yeah.
yeah,
And I think what complicates things is that not everyone has a good relationship with their family.
no, I mean things happen. Life
Yeah.
happens with everybody. And that's it's tough. It's tough to reconcile that and figure that out and
Hmm.
like you're like is it worth it to keep this person around you know
Yeah.
and like also other people like you're just like then there's people that you're just completely stoked to see, so
Mm,
luckily for me I'd say I got a pretty good family connection you
yeah.
know
Yeah,
yeah
you're very family oriented.
yeah
And
no
I
I love
think with
them.
the exception of your sister, most of your family is at the East Coast, in the East Coast.
East Coast, a little bit in the States, and we actually found a lot of family through what's that? What's the
That ancestry website that
yeah,
takes your DNA and
so
tells you if you
exciting.
killed someone.
Yeah, basically exciting. We found a bunch of our family in India. We
Oh,
traced it
cool.
back. Yeah, we traced it back, and we were like, "What? We're related." And my aunts and uncles went, and so did some of my cousins. My mom wants to go. I want to go check it out, and like so they're in the town of Goa, and it
You gotta
was
go.
I gotta go to Goa. So like once, yeah. So and it's funny because like my cousin Finn was like they have the same kind of personality traits as us, but like they're like full blown Indian. And then there's like us who are like mixes, and we're just like, hey, dude, and the like tattoos, long hair, right? And like they're like,
Whoa.
what? How did you turn out like this?
Genetics is wild.
I know, so crazy. Like my aunt was saying there was like a guy and he had like the same sort of eyes and personality and like I was like that's neat, right?
That's
So,
so cool.
yeah.
Which one of you did the ancestry thing?
My
Because
aunt
it
Sue.
takes one dedicated family member to do
Oh,
that.
Sue, it was Sue. Aunt Sue.
Uh,
Yeah.
Aunt Sue.
She's lovely.
Right
Can't
on.
say enough about her and she's just done amazing incredible things like throughout her lifetime.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that can really help people who don't have a connection, like whether it's through adoption, whether it's through, this, that, or the other thing, to be like, who the heck am I? Because
Especially
knowing your background is a bit of a privilege that a
yeah.
lot of people don't have.
No, it's cool. Like if to it can kind of like gauge you from me. Like I found it's a plus and a negative. I've gauged myself on a lot of my military family's history and what they've done and compare it to my own. And I always feel like I come up short. Like
Mm,
those guys just did everything and did all kinds of brave stuff. And it just makes me always be like, huh. In a way, it's a down. Like it's a kind of a downer for me, but like because I'm compared to really great men, you know.
mm,
So that might
yeah.
be that would be I would say my negative for that, but with the rest of it, I'm very happy,
Yeah.
So
What's that saying about comparison?
I don't know.
There's a saying about comparison
Is
where
there?
it's like the root to unhappiness or something.
I could, yeah, I'd believe that.
I'm
It's like,
gonna look it up. I'll write that
yeah,
down because I know I'm gonna
absolutely.
forget.
Yeah,
Also, this new thing we're doing in this episode, and then this might be a good time to do it, is that are we calling them side quests? I can't
side quest.
remember.
Yeah, side quests. Yes,
Oh,
Very
also,
D
what
and
was
D.
the thing I wanted to remember? Oh, the
Uh,
comparison thing. Oh dear.
Comparison and what our music is like,
Oh
what our
yeah, we'll do the
playlist,
music. That'll be our last
our
bit.
outro.
This week's side quest. Also, keep in mind that your safety is utmost importance to us. This was might have also low-key been inspired by my favorite movie, which we don't talk about. Where at one point in the movie, one of the main characters gives his craft group friends little homework assignments, but these are side quests because we're
Yeah.
little wizards giving you fun things to do. Anyways, also inspired by John, we were talking before, and he's like, I think I just need to go make art in a cafe and draw people. And I was like, love that for you.
Yeah.
So, side quest is to either make some art in public or somehow outside if the weather is nice. But again, only if it is safe to do so.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. And another side quest, be DM us what your favorite things would be for music.
Oh, yeah. Music
Yeah,
suggestions.
yeah, exactly. Something that might move and inspire you. And
Ooh,
so
okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna share my one that got me hyped up for this episode, and it was the so it's just the single. It's called Dream, and the picture of it is a car doing a drift, and it's a slowed down edition. So look that one up.
And we will be adding that to our communal playlist
Yeah.
in the next 24 hours, maybe. Just put a big star beside that. And the song I am adding is called The Mystery of Love by Sufjan Stevens. Also kind of a chill vibe. It sounds like this slow down version
Ooh.
of Dreams is on the chiller side of things. Also, Emily will be sharing a song with us as well.
Absolutely.
She is not here at the moment. She is listening at this moment because she's listening, but not in this physical moment. She's just by the time she hears that, it's going to be in the moment. Okay, I'm getting nods. You get it. I don't need to over explain myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say. Oh
Goodbye,
dear.
everybody. You get a forehead kiss or a Stone Cold Stephen Austin stunner. You want it? Got it. Let's go. You can come up to me for it anytime you want.
Right
Bye,
on.
y'all.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.